We are a loving community of seekers, living with integrity, nurturing wonder, and inspiring action so that we can make the world a better place. We don't claim to have all the answers here. Instead, we invite you to join in community as we support each other in asking the questions that inform our own individual search for truth and meaning in our lives. My name is Ken Ralph. I'm a member of our worship team, and I am so pleased to be here this morning for our special Coming of Age service. It's great to see you all here in the sanctuary. I also want to particularly welcome those of you who are joining us online. And I want to let you know that even though you're at home, maybe you're in your bed, maybe you're on your couch, whatever, you can still participate in this service, singing the hymns, meditating with us, lighting a chalice at home, and contributing your thoughts in your chat box. And you can also even join us in a virtual coffee hour after the service. So thank you all for coming here in the sanctuary. Thank you for joining us online. And I also finally want to thank any of you who are visiting us for the first time this morning. What a day to come for the first time. And I think you'll be back after this. Thank you for coming. Particularly, check out our welcome table. We'd like to have you sign our guest book if you would, so that we can keep you up to date on everything that's going on here at the Unitarian Society. If you're online, you can introduce I think there's a website that you can go to and sign in there, or you can just put your information in the chat box. So thank you. Thank you all for coming. I want to make a few quick announcements. We have a couple of services coming up that I just want to bring to your attention. Next Sunday, we have the honor of having the retired minister, the Reverend Mark Asman, who is a longtime lead minister at the First Methodist Church over on Anapamu. I'm sorry. What am I thinking of? Of course, Trinity Episcopal. Anyway, so thank you all for coming. He's going to be with us next week. After that, we have our annual meeting. That's one that you really would like to be part of. It's our celebration of the end of our church year. So please make a point of coming to that. And finally, I do want to highlight the very next service after that. That's June 9th. We are going to be featuring a wonderful organization called Freedom for Youth. And this is the group that is now using our commercial kitchen in the production of food that they distribute throughout the community. It's a wonderful organization. We're going to learn a lot about them and how we all can get re-involved in the wonderful work that's going on in our community. Finally, I do want to say that there are going to be some posters outside. I think it's in Parish Hall, one for each of our youths. And we invite you to come out after the service, put some pithy words, if you'd like, onto the posters, and join us for some cake as well. Well, as I say, this morning you're in for a treat. It's our annual Coming of Age services. It's created and featuring these three wonderful teenagers: Quinn Hartman, Cassia Shive, it's only our minister, Hamilton, and Leyland Riordan. They've spent the past few months taking a deep dive into big questions like, what do I value? What gives life meaning? Who are my people? What do I bring to this amazing and heartbreaking world? They've been guided in this journey by these three amazing women, I have to say. I was a small part of this. They carried the load. Keir Zecker, she is our coming of age guru. She's been doing this for so many years, and she does it so well and with such grace. And then we have Mary Lou Furr, I admire so much that she's only been with us for about a year, and yet she jumped in with both feet in this wonderful program, and she's been a great addition. And finally, Callie Caliphas, once again, only with us for about a year, jumping in big time, and wonderful to have her youthful presence, and she has taken care of so many of the details of coming of age for us this year. Thank you all. You've done a great job. Okay, so today is the culmination of the Coming of Age program for this year. It's the moment when we invite these youths to join our adult community in our shared search for meaning and truth in our life. We're all searching, and now we're asking them to join in this search as part of the adult journey. And today we'll get to hear from Quinn and from Cassia and from Leyland as they each tell us what they believe is important and true in their lives right now. So, I invite you all to get comfortable, settle back in your pews, maybe take a gentle breath, and let the sound of this bull gong connect us as we let go of the world outside for this next hour and allow ourselves to be amazed, inspired, and perhaps even transformed. If you're lighting a chalice at home, we invite you to write "chalice lit" in the chat box so we're all together in this journey. And welcome to our coming of age service.
Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and make a trail. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Listen to the mustn'ts, child, listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles and won'ts. Listen to the never haves, then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child, anything can be. Shel Silverstein.
You cannot go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. C.S. Lewis. We are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be. Kurt Vonnegut.
The only true belonging is the courage to stand alone and belong to ourselves. As Jules Richel, you must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. Mahatma Gandhi.
I'm going to share a song with you this morning. I want to note that in the order of service, it says that this is by Barbara McAvee, but it's actually by a songwriter named Jody Healy, and the words are by Kabir, and the words are, "When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries, and you rejoice." So we offer this up as a blessing for these wonderful young people.
When
Now we invite all the children and childish adults to come up and join us for a story.
Hello. Okay, so we are going to be telling you a bit about what our experience at the campout was like.
Firewood.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous, but it was really fun, and I'm really excited that you guys, if you choose to, are gonna get to do this later in your life. So, first off, we traveled, and then our car broke down, actually, at one point, in the middle of nowhere. It was pretty scary, but it got fixed, right? Kind of.
Eventually.
Yeah, took a while. But after that, we got to a campsite that we stopped at, ate something, and then we were backpacking into our campsite, so we had to cross a river at first, and it was really annoying.
Parkour kid.
Yeah, Leland did some parkour. Do you have anything else to say at the beginning?
He tried his best to get his shoes not wet, and we thought he was all going to fall.
Yeah, it didn't work.
What? It did. I didn't get my shoes.
Later. But after getting tortured for backpacking? Yeah, after getting tortured by backpacking, we we arrived, set up camp. Leland's tent was a tarp.
Firewood.
Yeah, his tent was a tarp. And we kind of sat down and talked a bit about what we were gonna do. We set up some pride flags. That was cool. Then I would say, yeah, Leland got
Firewood.
firewood. His main role was making the fire. A lot of the times.
Yes, Leland collected more firewood, probably 3 times as much firewood as me and Cassia collected in the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Never try this at home, kids.
Yeah. He would get he got like a stick and then came back and then kept getting bigger things until eventually he got like a branch. And then he came back with like a branch with leaves on it. It looked like a tree.
It was a tree. What do you mean? It was firewood.
Huge. It was giant. That was useful though. I must admit, he actually knew how to make a fire. So.
And
What?
Firewood.
Okay. Oh yeah. We also after that, the next day we had to go on a hike about 1.6 miles to a area where there was it was pretty big. We had to cross another river. That was the parkour. And we had to sit alone in different areas for 4 hours.
I got a nice beach spot.
Yeah, he got a beach spot. I did not. I got a lot of bugs. And it was nice. It was really fun. I think there were times when it was really hard to sit alone because we couldn't have a watch. There's no food. We had water though.
That was the most hard part. No food.
Yeah, Leland likes food a lot.
I finished both of the breakfasts.
Yeah, he did eat my breakfast.
And mine.
And Quinn's. So, yeah, but on the way, Quinn went a different way, but me and Leland were going on this path with Kier and Callie. And along the way, do you want to tell about this? This was really good.
Yeah, we ran into a big rattlesnake.
Yeah. It was actually a baby.
Nope, it was big.
Yeah, but
Yeah, babyish. Yeah. 7 feet long. 7 feet. Yeah.
sure.
And I was like, wait, how about we step back a minute because we don't want to get medevaced in it by a helicopter. Sure, that'd be a cool way to say something at school, but
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so Leland stopped us on the trail because he saw a rattlesnake, and so we had to wait for it to slither up the hill while we were walking on. So that was
Technical
that was really cool.
difficulties.
Actually, it was really cute. Just like don't go near it. So we separated into our different areas. It was nice for a bit. My shade kept moving away, so I had to actually move after 2 hours and go to a different spot.
I just had to jump in the water.
Yeah, he swam.
Oh yeah, I just stuck my head in the water repeatedly until I was cool enough to stay.
It was really hot. It was really hot. So after that, we kind of all came back and wrote a little bit in notebooks just to see if any ideas popped into our head. And then we walked back, which was grueling.
Parkour kid.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And we got back, we kind of sat down, relaxed, had food. Then we talked a bit. That was when he started dragging over branches for the fire.
More branches.
Yeah.
And there's still firewood there.
Yeah, there was still some stuff left over.
Well, you dragged the literal trees to our fire
point.
and then broke them down and lit and put them in the fire.
Right? Yeah, okay. And yeah, so that's pretty much.
Firewood, yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of it. I mean, then we went to bed, and then the next morning we packed up pretty fast.
That's when I ate elder breakfast because they didn't come
Yeah.
out of their tent in time.
We didn't come out of our tent fast enough, and then he ate like 2 bagels and multiple packets of oatmeal.
But I
Which was
did
both
leave
our
him
breakfast.
some like honey and bread, so they're fine.
We were not fine.
Yes, you were.
No. So, and yeah, then we packed up, left, and that was kind of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot more exciting when you're there. It sounds kind of sad.
Yeah, it was. There were actually a lot more moments where it's technical difficulty times.
Yeah. There was a river nearby. That's how we got our water.
Yeah,
But-
that's how we did get our water.
yeah, it was actually really pretty. I'm
And
very happy that
here
happened.
we see the wild COA foraging for food.
Exactly. Okay.
What's the moral of the story?
If you bring Leland on a camping trip, he'll make your fire, but he will eat your food.
Yeah.
So
That's
bring
the moral of
5
the
times
story.
as much.
That's the moral of the story. Bring more food. All right. I think that's it.
And maybe you'll get all your food eaten by Leland too.
Yeah. All right, I think that's it. I honestly.
Love as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go to nurture the spark of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go.
Good morning, I'm Kier, and I'm honored to have co-facilitated Coming of Age this year. And this program is fully supported by many hands and much love in this congregation. And as facilitators, we strive to give the youth this encouraging place and space to take a time out from their busy lives and think about what's in their hearts, to wrestle with these big questions so that as they transition into their adult years, they have a better sense of their values, their spiritual beliefs, and they know they have companionship in this journey to build a life of meaning. So thank you all for being part of that. And some of what you just heard, Mary Lou and I are here to show you a glimpse into our time together before and after the Spirit Quest.
Okay, our first slide here is showing we used the curriculum of belonging, becoming, and beyond. We used the tree as a metaphor, the roots being belonging, who or what has influenced you so far, the trunk, the belonging, where are you now? What do you believe? What are your values? And then the beyond would be the stems and onto the sky. And what things do you want to take forward, and what do you want or need to leave behind? But first, there were snacks. I think we can speak for all the adults when I say that we were fascinated and nearly endlessly entertained by what constitutes a snack. I confess I contributed the marshmallows for educational purposes, but never did I conceive of the many ways and quantities that they could be consumed. At one point, Ken commented that the irony of the snacking was that the healthiest thing being eaten was the white bread. And here are some others, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so with their bodies and spirits fueled for several months in Blake, we spent a number of months in Blake doing our work, and then we were ready for the Spirit Quest weekend, which you just heard the youth describe. And the purpose of the Spirit Quest ritual is to embody the 3 stages of any transformation, the letting go, then the stepping over the threshold into challenges that reveal our true gifts and align our heart compass, and then the coming home part to integrate all that. And this year we headed into for the Manzana River in the San Rafael Wilderness. It was, as you heard, the first time a coming of age group is backpacked in, so there were lots of challenges. Heavy packs, believe it or not, I probably had about 30 pounds of food. You would have thought, no? We had heavy packs. We had Swift Creek crossings from all the water out there. We did have a rattlesnake, and they had 4 to 5 hours of alone time out there. We practiced ritual in all our comings and goings out there, our evening campfires, and it culminated in coming home on Sunday for a ceremony with the parents. So we'd like to show you a few photos from the Spirit Quest weekend.
When Kira approached me to assist them as co-facilitator at the Coming of Age, I was honored to be asked. I didn't fully understand the scale or the scope, but I agreed nonetheless. I was drawn by the opportunity to gain more connection to these youth, to the other facilitators, and to gaining a foothold, into the UU community. During my time, I was able to experience the youth in both their silliness and seriousness. Ken, Kier, and the curriculum we used provided many opportunities for all of us to dig deeper into exploring our own beliefs, our strengths, and our room for growth. So once we embarked on the Spirit Quest, we were all prepared for the challenge. Backpacked in with Kier carrying an obscene amount of weight, and a quest to turn off and tune in to our deeper selves in an amazingly beautiful setting. The quest to sit in quiet contemplation for 4 hours I suspect, much easier for me than the youth. My time flew by. My time was spent not looking beyond, but more looking back, exploring what it means to be 13, remembering my own child at 13 and how I parented them and how I was parented, and how much all of that is still so much influences who I am today. I found that time to be very rewarding. It helped to be sitting in the warmth of the sun next to a fabulously flowing creek that I could jump into anytime, and an occasional visit by a marvelous king snake into whose territory I was obviously inhabiting. Once back in Santa Barbara, we ended the day with a return ceremony where I got to witness these amazing youth and their equally amazing parents read heartfelt letters to each other that reaffirmed that this process of deep reflection and earnest hope, my heart was full. So come next January, if you see Ken or Kier or Charla sidling up next to you with a request to be a facilitator, I highly recommend it that you accept the offer. I found it to be very rewarding. Thank you.
This month's offering goes to Transition House. Please join me in reading our affirmation of gratitude and giving. Let us be grateful. We are able to give, for not mere privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. And let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we are generosities of others.
I don't know how to change this.
Yes, the wind blows a little bit colder, and you're all getting older, and the clouds are moving on with every autumn breeze. Peter Pumpkin just became fertilizer,
and my leaves a little sadder and wiser.
That's why I rely on certain certainties. Yes, some things never change, like the feel of your hand in mine. Some things stay the same,
Like how we get along just fine.
like an old stone wall that'll never fall. Some things are always true. Some things never change, like how I'm holding on tight to you.
The winds are restless. Could that be why I'm hearing this call? Is something coming? I'm not sure I want things to change at all. These days are precious. Can't let them slip away. I can't freeze this moment, but I can still go out and seize this day.
A little bit colder, and you all look a little bit older. It's time to count our blessings beneath an autumn sky. We always live in the kingdom of plenty that stands for the good of the many.
And I promise you the flag of Arendelle will always fly.
Our flag will always fly. Some things never change. Turn around and the time has flown. Some things stay the same. Though the future remains unknown, may our good luck last, may our past be past. Time's moving fast, it's true. Some things never change, and I'm holding on tight to you.
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 I'm holding on tight to you.
Good morning, beautiful people. Ooh, is there an echo in here? It is my pleasure to introduce Leland Riordan for his coming of age. My name, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay.
Technical difficulties, please stand by.
Good morning, beautiful people. It's my pleasure to introduce Leland Riordan for his coming of age ceremony. My name's Kristen, and I have been Leland's friend for 10 years, which is approximately 77% of his life. I met him when our kids were in preschool together, and you got to choose your kids' friends by which parents you liked to hang out with. It was a special time. Our kids were learning how to play, climb, use the bathroom, eat without making a total mess, resolve conflict without hitting or biting. And we were learning how to be parents, and we still are. I still am. At that time, Leland's family and mine, plus 3 other families, bonded together and formed La Quinta, which is there are 5 families, and we created this name when we went to La Quinta outside of Palm Springs on a trip together. As a happy band of families, we've gone on many trips, we've celebrated many of life's joys and sorrows and milestones together. When we were on one of these trips, our kids were pretty young still, and I was watching them doing their play time outside. They were creating like a fantasy world. I think Luca, my oldest, was giving everybody roles, and he was like, "You're gonna be the king, and you're gonna be the queen, and you guys are princesses." And Leland said, "I'm gonna be the guard." And I was like, cool. And that seemed perfect. And I think Luca, who was large and in charge, even agreed. I was impressed by this choice: guardian, protector, defender, strong and dependable. That is Leland. And so many more things. Gosh, I'm gonna get emotional. He's enthusiastic, he's an adventurer, he's up for anything, he's a traveler, he loves food, and I love that about him. I love food too. Did I mention he's enthusiastic? How many times his happy grin was the marker of the beginning of a wonderful adventure. Leland, I can't wait to see what adventures you're up to next.
So Leland didn't want just one introduction, he wanted 2. This is one of the things I love about him. Actually, he asks for what he wants. This guy, he's astonishing to me that he can move into the world with such confidence at the age of 13. And I'm very impressed. I've been able to be with Leyland only for actually what? Over the last couple of months. Maybe we've been together 4 or 5 times. But I gotta say, Trey and Stephanie, his parents, you've done an amazing job. This guy, it's just a pleasure to be around. And what he put inside that sandwich was nacho cheese Doritos and red licorice.
Don't forget the Jolly Ranchers.
And the Jolly Ranchers, yes. So there you go.
And the goldfish.
And here's Leyland. Leyland.
Hello, I am Leland Riordan. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to Kier, Mary Lou, Callie, Ken, and Charla. This has been a great experience, and I will miss our Sundays together with Cassie and Quinn. And the sandwich. A big thanks to Kristen for introducing me, and a special hello to my mom and my grandma that are in Portugal right now. Lucky. The way I thought about my credo is with 3 questions in mind. First, what kind of person do I want to be? I thought about this, okay? I want to be a person that isn't concerned with what other people think or say about me. I know I'm kind, adventurous, funny, a loyal friend, and unfortunately, sometimes stubborn. I know everyone, shocking. A part of my growing confidence is to show others these traits. Maybe not so much the stubbornness. You're okay. But I do need to be confident to let people see the real me. That's not always easy, but it is something I will continue to work on. I wake up every day at approximately 7:45 for whatever comes. My dad always says, I'm the bravest boy. Young man now, Dad, young man, get that into your head. In the world, because I wake up ready to face, again, at 7:45, to face any challenge a new day brings. The second question is, what is the most important to me? Traveling. I love traveling. I've been to Amsterdam, which is in the Netherlands, Ireland, Canada, Mexico, Washington, D.C., and about 15 states. You're all lucky because I won't list them off. Adventuring. I have always loved adventures. Traveling, backpacking, ocean swimming, horseback riding. All right, last summer I flew by myself to Colorado, to a camp outside of Estes Park, Colorado called Chile, Colorado Camps. This is a camp since 1922, I know. So I had to take care of a horse. His name's Sven, okay? Everyone say Sven. All right, there's one big problem though with Sven. I was in charge of carrying the apples. He loves apples. So then 15-mile horseback ride just to get to the campsite took more because I was trying to get Sven out from trying to get into the saddlebag. Like every minute he thought like, all right, he doesn't notice me. And then he tries to go around and bite the saddlebag. But I was like, Sven, not this time. I'll give you an apple when you get there. And then unfortunately, before we got there, he took the saddlebag. All right, another thing is experiencing new things, which was the Sven story. I will try pretty much any food, you never know, right? Except for mushrooms, unless I am on a horseback trip with Sam and Ian. They make an awesome stew chili thing. But this summer, it will be all three of these things together. When I will go to Japan for 10 days with Cassia through this Santa Barbara Sister City program. I also love being athletic. I found out this year I love to run. Sorry, not sorry, Lila. I also love wrestling and swimming. Last but not least, I also like hanging out with my friends and playing video games and watching YouTube, which I'm doing tonight with my friends. Big surprise, right? The last question is, how do I hope others see me? I hope others see me as a kind, independent, courageous, and young man. Young man, now that young man. In the past, I didn't let him in because I was afraid of being judged. One thing I like about the people at Unitarian Society is that I never feel judged and can always be myself. I need to learn to trust others so they can see me as I hope to be seen. As a young man and beyond, I want a life of adventure. I know I'm independent and courageous and can blaze my own path, although I want to let a few join me. I can't wait for what's next. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Casey, and today I have the pleasure of introducing my sister, Quinn Hartman. One of the first things that comes to mind when I think of Quinn is how she is a radiant example of kindness and acceptance. She is the least judgmental person I've ever met, constantly finding the good in others, even in the most unexpected places. Her ability to see beyond quirks and embrace everyone's unique worth is truly inspiring. This quality resonates deeply within the principles of Unitarian Universalism, a faith that celebrates the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Quinn's compassion and her commitment to seeing the best in others reflects the core values of our community: respect, empathy, and a profound belief in the goodness within each individual. The world would be a better place if everyone aimed to be a bit more like Quinn in this regard. And without further ado, please welcome Quinn.
When the stars start to twinkle, I just can't say bye. Suddenly speak time.
Hello, I'm Quinn Hartman, and I've been attending USSB since I was born. To me, this church used to be a place where I would come every Sunday and have fun. Since then, I've learned and grown a lot. When I was younger, I wasn't exactly sure what Unitarian Universalism was. But I did know one thing. I knew that this church was a community. Since then, I've learned what Unitarian Universalism is to me, and I've learned how strong of community this church is. Community is very important to me. When I have a community that I belong to, I feel like I can do way more than I could do if I did not have a community. In this community, I've always felt a strong sense of belonging and inspiration. Another thing that I value is friendship. Along with a community, good friends will be there to celebrate the highs in your life and support you when you need help. I feel like no matter what is happening in life, I can talk to my friends and they will always be there to listen to me. One of the most important things I've learned from USSB comes from the times I've attended trips to the migrant shelter in Mexicali. While in Mexicali, I learned how simple, colorful crafts and artwork can mean so much to kids and adults alike. As of now, I'm not sure what I believe in, but I'm fine with that because I'm still only 14 and I have the rest of my life to figure it out.
Hello, my name is David Knape, and I'm honored to be here this morning to introduce a young lady I have known her whole life, Cassia Shive Hamilton. When she was born, I did not understand how big a part she would play in my life and what great fun it would be to watch her grow up and discover the world around her, develop her interests and talents, and explore new ideas and experiences. One of the things that has developed that makes me in awe of Cassia is that when Cassia was little, she was very sensitive and sympathetic, but as she has gotten older, she has become even more socially aware. This has led her to a sense of social justice. She is quick to feel empathy for those around her and offer support and affirmation. Also, Cassie has always had an interest in artistic expression. She has always loved to draw and dance. I have a book about a cat named Smeagol that she helped write and drew pictures for. This was when she was very young. Now, while she continues to draw, her interests include piano, drums, and, as we've seen today, singing. I also am enjoying the fact that as she has gotten older, we share several common interests, whether it be the TV shows we watch or the games we play. I enjoy having conversations or even a good-natured disagreement on whatever the subject. I treasure every important milestone I have been able to be a part of, whether it is a Christmas, a birthday, a play, or a concert, or when in elementary school she invited me to Friends and Family Day. I would like to welcome forward a person I consider a friend and family, Cassia Shive Hamilton.
Hi. As most of you know, I'm Cassia, also known by a lot of you as the minister's daughter. So now you know my real name if you didn't know that before. In these past couple of months, I took part in the Coming of Age program here, and it was a wonderful experience. We talked about so many things people my age don't get to talk about normally, and I feel grateful that I got that opportunity. We talked about self-expression, childhood, and many other things. One of the main topics we discussed was how or what I want my life to be like, or what things I want to let go of. But talking got me thinking. I've always had a hard time letting go of things, and that yes, things do go away in time, but growing older doesn't mean you have to change what you like to do. It might limit your capabilities of something, but that just means you have to get creative. And like I said, giving things up has always been hard for me, and looking back on things I might want to give up, I truly can't find much. For me, I think of it more as moving forward in steps rather than stopping something. Like I want to move forward in music or move forward in school, and sometimes that requires you to leave other things you may have found important back then, but now they come second or third behind. But not lost, so that if you have time, you can go back and say, oh, I remember when I loved that. Along with other things, a different topic stuck with me that we brought up, and that topic was values. My values have always been hard for me to figure out. I know what I value broadly, but focusing on my life right now and all the things that I value, it just turns into all of it. And I do think that's one thing COA helped me with, is focusing more on that aspect and what my main values are at this moment. Some of them are smaller than others, like having a good end to junior high and keeping a close relationship with my friends. But others are some that I know are going to stick with me as things I carry out through my life, like helping people who are hurting and can't seem to help themselves, or just being a morally good person. This kind of transitions into two of the questions you're suggested to answer, one being, how do you think UUs make a positive difference in the world, and the other, how shall I live? Both of the questions go into the same answer. I want to live with the idea of helping other people as much as possible. I want to live knowing that I can help and have helped people. Being a part of the UU community helps with that. Being a UU means that I have more opportunities to do good things for people who may need it. But after saying all of this, and thank you for listening, I appreciate that, I do feel the need to say that I am still a teenager. This isn't coming into an adulthood or coming out of childhood, but I do not feel ready in the slightest. I often get compliments on for how my age I'm so mature and confident, and thank you. I feel proud of myself when I get those comments, but sometimes I just don't want that expectation of me. I still make bad decisions. I still scream at spiders and run to the other side of my house. I mean, can you believe it? I was 12 last year. So what I guess I'm trying to say is, thank you for taking care of me for this long. And now it's my turn to start taking care of some of you. Just don't get too comfortable. I have a ways to go.
Growing up is a process, and I'm here to invite you to the next stage of figuring out what that process means in our congregation. And even though you've already been part of youth group for a while, I I'm here to invite you to bring what you've learned and how you've grown in coming of age to youth group. And to do that, I have a gift. And this isn't just because we noticed that the seriously giant tin that the 90s youth group gave you of Red Vines was very depleted after coming of age meetings, but also because we want to connect you to the community of youth group that has, and the tradition of youth group in this congregation, and remind you that in your process of figuring out what being a grown-up means to you, as Cassia so beautifully put, you don't have to leave everything behind. You can keep things that are fun and silly, and you can keep whatever you want as long as it means something to you. So.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kyle Stewart, and I am a member of the Unitarian Society Board of Trustees. I also am a teacher, so I work with teenagers often, and I must say that what an exemplary group of young people we have. I'm very proud and honored to know you all. So I want to thank you all for sharing your thoughts and your journey so far. And I know that there are many great things ahead for each of you, and I look forward to seeing how you continue to grow and continue to make a positive impact in the world. I also have an invitation for you all. Now that you've finished coming of age, you are now eligible to sign the membership book and become members who can actually vote as members of the Unitarian Society if you choose to. So keep that in mind if you'd like to know more. There are plenty of members that would be happy to talk to you about it. And just keep it in mind as you're going forward throughout your high school career and beyond. There are lots of transformations that you have already experienced and are experiencing as we speak, and there are many more yet to come. Mistakes are going to happen. That's part of life, and cherish and figure out what you can learn from those things. And thank you all for just the wonderful people that you already have become and that you continue to grow into. And on behalf of everybody here, we're all very proud of you.
I get to play this morning, and I have a gift to give you all. So come on, stand up here. There we go. I have a gift to give you all on behalf of the congregation as a way of carrying with you the blessings of this community and this faith. So go ahead, and this is Leland, this one's for you. Quinn, this one's for you. Cassia, this one's for you. You can go ahead and open it up, and inside of this box, along with some chocolate kisses and a Unitarian Universalist decal, is a chalice pendant. So I'm going to ask that you take that pendant out. If you want to just set the box on the chair behind you and hold the pendant in your hand. You can wear it around your neck, you can hang it somewhere special in your room, you can tuck it in your bag to remind you of this moment on your journey. And today I am wearing the chalice pendant that I received at my coming of age a long, long time ago. And I wear this every single time we do a coming of age ceremony here at this congregation to remind me of the continuous transformation that being a part of a Unitarian Universalist community offers. And if you want to hold your pendants, just hold them in your hand, just kind of like out in front of you like this, just hold them in this. And I'm going to ask you all to help me share our blessings with this coming of age class. For as long as human beings have been growing up and growing into maturity, we've marked moments like this with ritual and celebration. You who have made the journey into the wild and silent places of your heart, you who have explored what it means to live in interdependent community with one another and with the wider world. You who have begun to ask yourself the important questions about what you love and how you want to live, and journeyed into the center of who you are. And you who have returned to share your wisdom with all of us. We are here to welcome and to bless you. And so what I'm going to do is bless you this morning with the fire of our Unitarian Universalist tradition. Your heads so that you may think freely, your hearts so that you may always love fully, and your hands so that you always may serve the greater good. We bless your head, your heart, and your hands. We bless your head, your heart, and your hands. We bless your head, your heart, and your hands. Well, you all please rise in body and spirit with me. If you're joining us at home, if you want to put your hands over your heart or just feel connected to the blessing that we are all sharing. Do you, the extended family that is the Unitarian Society of Santa Barbara, pledge to welcome these youth into a new relationship with this community, into the joys and responsibilities of growth and maturity, to support them in good times and in hard times, and to celebrate with them this day on their coming of age? If so, please answer, we will. We will. This is your community. This is your home. Welcome to this new phase of your life. Let us make a joyful noise. Let us sing together one more time. Go ahead and stay standing or risen wherever you are, and we're going to all sing together. The Justice Choir is going to teach us a song.
Sing this song with me in call and response style. The words are in the order of service as well as up on the screen. And when I rise, and when I rise, let me rise, like a bird, joyfully. And when I fall, let me fall, like a leaf, gracefully. And when I stand, let me stand, like a tree, strong and tall. And when I lay, let me lay, like a lake, reflecting home. When I resist, let me resist, like the sea, relentlessly. And when I sing, I will sing, like the wind, wild and free. We're going to sing this one more time all together in unison now that you know it. And I'm going to invite a simple harmony So the melody we've just sung is, and when I rise. The harmony is, and when I rise, let me rise. Okay, and the rest is just like the melody. So the Justice Choir on this side will be singing the harmony coming in on the third verse. You're welcome to sing harmony with them or just stick with the melody. So all together now. And when I rise, let me rise like a bird joyfully. And when I fall, let me fall like a leaf gracefully. Harmony. And when I stand, let me stand like a tree, strong and tall. And when I lay, let me lay like a lake, reflecting all. When I resist, let me resist like the sea, relentlessly. And when I sing, let me sing like the wind, wild and free, like the wind, like the wind, wild and free. Beautiful, thank you so much.
Extinguish our chalice. May the light of love shine upon you, out from within you, be gracious unto you, and bring you peace. For this is the day we are given, and let's rejoice and be glad in it.
And let us call out a blessing.